Om Shanti. Very good morning, Divine Family. So today we will be reading the second part of the Murli, which we started yesterday. Uh, the specialities of the stars of success. So yesterday, uh, I'll just share my screen. Yesterday in the first first half, we um, we saw that Baba um, mentioned about the stars of success, right? The God's galaxy and the comparison that Baba did the stars in the sky and the God's galaxy, right? And especially the stars of success, who are constantly success in everything they do. And then Baba also said about the stars of hope and mm, they always have good heart and they sometimes experience ups and downs and then changing stars like physical stars. Baba mentioned that some stars when that comes down, when they come down, that become stones, and the comet stars, and the stars with, yeah, and that was the stone intellect, the one that comes down. um, so so in second part, Baba is mainly meeting two groups, and the first group is victorious group, who are free from obstacles, and then the second group is the spiritual roses in God's garden. Uh, so let's continue reading from where we left yesterday. So Baba says, all those who have come are new children. You are new as well as very old because you are those from many cycles. And so you are very old, right? So we are basically very old. Mm. So you're very old. So the new zeal and enthusiasm of the new children to celebrate a meeting that is fixed in the drama has now been fulfilled. You had a lot of enthusiasm. I want to go. I want to go. You had so much enthusiasm that you didn't even listen to directions. You were totally lost in the intoxication of meeting. You were told so often that few people should come, that only a few should come. But did anyone listen? So, because of the number increased, and there was there was a limitation put on people coming and attending Baba Milan, I suppose, at the time. And uh, it was asked many people not to come, and then despite of that, people came. So Baba is highlighting that their interest, their or their intoxication, their though they were said not to come, but still they all came. And Baba is very happy to see that, you know. So I suppose at the time, Diamond or would not have been built, I suppose, because it was somewhere in 2005 or right, it was built. And this Murli, Baba said this Murli in 1987. Okay. Baba Dada is pleased to see every scene of the drama, that so many children had to come, and this is why they came. All of you have received everything easily, have you not? It is not difficult, is it? This too is a rehearsal that is taking place according to the drama. All of you are happy, are you not? You're those who make everything. difficult happy, are you not? To give cooperation in every task and to cooperate with any direction you are given means to make it easy, you know. So to give cooperation in every task and to cooperate with every any direction you are given means to make it easy. If you become cooperative, then even 5,000 can be accommodated in this hall. You know, Amba says if you become cooperative, then even 5,000 can be accommodated in this hall. Whereas if you are not cooperative, that is, if you don't follow the systems, it would be difficult to accommodate even 500, right? So it's all about the cooperation. So when you become cooperative, right, you can cooperate with another, then you can probably say you can even accommodate 5,000. If not, then not even 500. Therefore, show the dadis your record before you go. Record of what? I think record of cooperation. That it emerges from everyone's heart that the 5,000 were accommodated as though there were just 500. This is known as making something difficult easy. So all of you have made a good record of yourself, have you not? You're receiving a good certificate. Always remain happy in this way and make others happy, and you will constantly continue to applaud. Your record is good. Therefore, look, according to the drama, you had a chance to meet twice. This is hospitality for the new ones, according to the drama. Now Baba is giving Yad Pyar to the constant spiritual elevated stars of success, to those who make the world shine with their constantly stable stage, to those who constantly stay with the sun of knowledge and the moon of knowledge, to those who always have the intoxication of faith and who remain humble, to all such sparkling stars of the godly galaxy, spiritual love, remembrance, and namaste from Bapdada, the sun of knowledge and the moon of knowledge. Now, Bapdada is meeting groups. Number one, um, do you always consider yourself to be free from obstacles and victorious jewels? So Baba is, looking at them as victorious jewels who are free from obstacles. Don't really come across or destroyers of obstacles. So it is good for obstacles to come, but don't let the obstacles defeat you. You know, obstacles should come, but you should not let that obstacles to defeat you. The obstacles they come means to make you strong for all time. Consider the obstacle to be an entertaining game and overcome them. So it is the obstacles are just entertaining games. So they are coming just to make you strong. This is known as being free from obstacles and becoming victorious. So you are not afraid of obstacles, are you? When you have the Father's company, there's no question of being afraid, right? So when you have Father's company, then there's no question of being afraid, right? When someone is alone, he is afraid. Mm. When someone is alone, he is afraid. However, when you have someone with you, you are not afraid, right? Even if you're going somewhere alone, right, you are afraid, especially um, night, right? But at the same time, you have company, then, right? So here, the company is God Himself. So there's no question of being afraid here. So Baba says, when someone is alone, he is afraid. However, when you have someone with you, you are not afraid. You become brave at that time. So when you have the Father's company, will the obstacle be afraid or will you be afraid? What are the obstacles in front of Almighty Authority? Yeah, when the Almighty Authority Himself is with you, then the obstacles will be afraid to come in front of you, right? So, and then Baba says, nothing at all, right? So, what are the obstacles in front of Almighty Authority? Nothing at all. This is the obstacles seems like a game. They are not anything difficult. Obstacles make you experienced and powerful, right? So obstacles make you experienced and powerful. Those who are constantly engaged in having remembrance of the Father and in doing service and are busy remaining free from obstacles. So this is the you know to set yourself free from obstacles. So Baba gives a method. Those who are constantly engaged in having remembrance of the Father and in doing service and are busy remaining free from obstacles. So basically, to make your intellect busy. If your intellect is not busy, then obstacles and Maya come. If you keep busy, then Maya steps aside. She will not come. She will go away. Maya too knows that you are not her companion and that you are now God's companion. Okay. So Maya herself knows that you are Baba's companion. So she then steps aside. You have been victorious countless time, and it is therefore not a big thing for you to gain victory. Baba says you have been victorious countless times. So therefore, it's not a big thing for you to gain victory, right? So then Baba says you find whatever task you have done many times easily, right? So you are victorious many times over. You are those who stay constantly happy, are you not? Mothers don't always remain happy. So Baba is asking, mothers, do you always remain happy? Do you ever cry? If you were faced with any such situation, would you cry? You're courageous. And now Baba is asking to the Pandavas, you're courageous. Pandavas don't cry. In your Pandavas, you don't cry in your mind, do you? Why did this happen? What happened? You don't cry in this way, do you? If after belonging to the Father, you're not constantly happy, when would you be happy? After belonging to the Father, if you're not happy, then Baba is asking, when would you be happy? To belong to the Father means to be constantly happy. Neither do you have sorrow, nor do you cry in sorrow. All your sorrow, all your sorrow has been removed. So always remember this blessing of yours. Acha. So there, the first group leaves, I suppose, and the second group pitch in. So Baba addressing the second group. Do you consider yourself to be spiritual roses in the spiritual garden? So they are the spiritual roses. Baba is addressing them as spiritual roses in God's garden, spiritual garden. So Baba is asking them, do you consider yourself to be spiritual roses in the spiritual garden? Out of all the flowers, roses are loved the most because of their fragrance. See, out of all the flowers, it is the roses, right? That everybody loves the most because of its fragrance. So, those are roses, and all of you are spiritual roses. So, those are just roses, but you are spiritual roses. A spiritual rose means one who always has spiritual fragrance. And that is a speciality of spiritual roses, one with always spiritual fragrance. Wherever you spiritual roses look, whoever you see, you only see the spirit. You don't even look at the body. So that's the specialty of the spiritual rose. So they don't look at the body. Whoever you see, you only see the spirit. You don't look at the body. You yourself will always remain in a spiritual stage, and you will always look at the spirit, soul of others. This is known as being a spiritual rose. Mm. So that's a specialty of the spiritual rose. So they always look at the the spirit, okay, not the body. And then Baba says, this is the Father's garden. Just as the Father is the highest on high, the garden too is the highest on high. And the special decoration of this garden are all of you spiritual roses. Okay, so this is the spiritual garden and the highest garden. Okay, and the very special decoration of this garden is I mean, the spiritual roses. This spiritual fragrance will benefit many souls. Okay, so this spiritual fragrance will benefit many souls. The reason for all the difficulties in the world today is that they don't see one another as spirit. Very, I mean, very true statement, right? And Baba says the reason for all the difficulties in the world today is that they don't see one another as spirits, souls. All the problems are because of body consciousness. If they became soul conscious, all the problems would end, right? If everybody becomes soul conscious, then all the problems would end. That is why there's no problems in Satyug and Treta, right? Because there we live with complete soul consciousness, so there's no problem. So you spiritual roses are instruments to spread spiritual fragrance in the world. Do you always have this intoxication? Not one thing, one moment, and something else the next. There is power in having a constantly stable stage. When your stage keeps changing, your power is reduced. Okay, so that's another thing to make a note. When your stage is stable, right, then our power we'll have a powerful stage. So when your stage changes, then Baba says your power is reduced. Constantly stay in remembrance of the Father, and whenever there is a way of doing service, take the chance and continue to move forward. Mm. Consider yourself to be spiritual roses of God's garden and continue to spread spiritual fragrance. It is such a sweet spiritual fragrance which everyone wants. This spiritual fragrance benefits many souls as well as yourselves. Bapdada continues to see how much and how far you continue to spread the spiritual fragrance. Bapdada is looking, standing up there, right? Um, how how much you are spreading the the fragrance. Um, how far you are spreading the spiritual fragrance. It is if the slightest body consciousness becomes mixed with it, there won't be that original spiritual fragrance. With the spiritual fragrance, always continue to make others fragrant. You are, sorry, are you always unshakable? No upheaval makes you fluctuate, does it? When something happens or you hear or see something, you don't come into upheaval, do you? When it is nothing new, why should you fluctuate? There would be fluctuation if it was something new. All of this, why, what has happened over many cycles. And this is called having an intellect with a faith that it is fixed in the drama. Your companions of the Almighty authority, and you are therefore carefree embers. You have given all your worries to the Father, and so you yourself have become carefree embers for all time. Always continue to spread spiritual fragrance and all obstacles will end. Okay, so there the second part of the Murli ends, right? So Baba beautifully addressed the spiritual roses in spiritual garden, and they have to be carefree embrace. Don't really worry about anything. And always remain unshakable, nothing new, right? So Baba expect us to remain in our stage, constant, stable stage, and spread the fragrance, the spiritual fragrance. So that is going to do the work of uplifting people around us, right? Okay, so now with that, the Murli ends the second part. Now let's take a minute of silence, and then we can come back and share the point that which touched our heart, and the one that the point we would like to take back home, for practice. Om Shanti. So, so yeah, so feel free to unmute and share the point, touched your heart, and the point which you would like to take back home for practice for the rest of the day today. Yeah. Yes, Girija Ben.
Om Shanti, Vijit Bhai. When today the Swaman Baba gave me is, the reminder that I'm Ganesh. Yesterday itself, when Baba spoke about Safalta Sitare, he said that these Safalta Sitares, they are stable and they not only are destroyers, but they make others destroyers of obstacles and they give them power to continue to go close to the destination of their success. So they are successful and they make others successful. And for that, there were so many specialities. One of the specialities, he says, they enabled others. So then that's why, as that was the main part of the Murli, he had to address a particular group for the same thing, मैं विजयी आत्मा हूं और मैं विघ्न विनाशक हूं. If you remember in the Sunday Murli, this was the four, but the year he just says uh, destroyers of obstacles. But there was one word, Akhanda Vigna Vinashak, Akhanda Mahadani, Akhanda Yogi. So it was endless. So we don't stop becoming, we don't just say, okay, now my Maya won't come. She is gone. She has already reached her home. No, I have to be constantly for that. In that Murli, Baba has taken the example of Father Brahma to say he was always alert, which was one of his quality. So even here, even though we have this Swaman, that I am Ganesh, the question of alertness must be there. That alertness will only come when I'm Akhanda Yogi or Akhanda connection. So, but if you see this, he says first Vigna Vinashak, then he says victorious jewels. So I was just thinking which comes first. So instead of thinking I am Vigna Vinashak, I felt I should first say मैं विजयी आत्मा हूँ. Kalpa Kalpa, I was Vijayi. So instead of thinking I am a destroyer of obstacle means I'm expecting the obstacle to come. I'm expecting to fight against the obstacle. Then I'm expecting success to garland me. No, I thought I should be first have the swaman of मैं विजयी आत्मा हूँ. So when I think that Vijayi Atma hu, even though obstacles come and all, it will be like as if I know I am passing through a mist or a fog and I just go. So I just take it as a game. I don't, there's nothing difficult in it. So for that Vijayi Atma, I thought that's why even though Baba mentioned it, that's the churning I want to take because I'm child of the Almighty Authority. I am victorious, I was victorious, I will be victorious. So if that is there, obstacles and all will go away. They'll say, oh my God, this person is having God as a companion, and Maya will run away. That is the a kind of a different churning I was taking about this. Two Swamans, Vigna Vinashak and Vijayatma. I will say, मैं Vijayatma हूँ, मैं पूर्वज आत्मा हूँ. Then only the Vigna Vinashak, because Ganesh is of copper age, not of golden age. So Vigna Vinashak, I take it later. Om Shanti.
Yeah, thank you, Kirjaben, for that wonderful sharing. Yes. Vigna Vinashik, that is free from obstacles. Victorious also. I think for me also I feel victorious also having that Soman, yes, of course, like you like rightly said, that Soman itself will make you obstacle free. So when you stabilize yourself in that Soman and God Himself as your companion, so definitely obstacles will not have any courage to come in front of you. And yes, basically, I see the whole thing by Baba is giving us is to make or keep our intellect busy throughout, right? So when you give some space, Maya will squeeze in and start working inside, right? So one of the other thing Baba gives us so that our intellect work on it. So make yourself busy with that, right? So Maya will not get an opportunity to come in and disturb us. So yes, constant remembrance, and there that is where like you rightly said, Brahma Baba was very much, according to Sunday's Murli, alert, carelessness. He never had any carelessness, alert. So always alert. So we also have to become like Brahma when it comes to alerting the self. Okay, yeah, thank you so much for your share. Yeah, anyone else would like to add or any other points? Yes,
Om Shanti.
yes, Kalpesh
Thank
bhai.
you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. As Girjaban rightly said, that we have to be Akhanda Vigna Vinasha. This is very good analogy Baba said, and also the second part Baba said that spiritual roses that I like very much, and whatever actions we do, so we when we consider as we are the spiritual roses, we have to fragrance, we have to spread. So it's very easy to become, makes easy to become Vigna Vinashak, or every actions become victorious. So that's I like very much. So I will follow this as a spiritual rose, function as a spiritual rose, and spreading the fragrance wherever I go. Om Shanti. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you so much, Baiji, for Kalpesh Bhai for the wonderful share. Yes, we have to become spiritual roses and spread the fragrance wherever you go. So people will start coming to you, experiencing that vibration. So there Baba is highlighting we becoming soul conscious. So when we become that, that awareness, that is where everything comes, right? And Baba highlighted that the problems in today's world is because of body consciousness, right? So when everybody becomes or turns to soul consciousness, then all problems will vanish. Okay, so thank you so much for bringing that beautiful point. Yes. Anyone else?
Om Shanti Bhaiji. Also, in the same note, Baba says you should be able to remind yourself what are these obstacles in front of my father. My father is the master authority, and these obstacles are nothing. Second thing, Baba reminded us of being very cooperative. With that, with whatever difficulties come, be it space, be it time, be it money, everything probably would be resolved. And about spiritual roses, we should look at the fragrance of the rose. That's the spirituality of the in the person, and not with a body consciousness vision. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Yeah, thank you, Vinod Bhai. That beautiful sharing. Yes, obstacles will come. So, like you rightly brought out, yeah, we are master, almighty authorities because the Father Himself is with us. So, obstacles will be little, the obstacles will be scared of coming in front of us, right? So, yes, and the body consciousness, we have to come out of it. And the practice is, yes, soul consciousness has to replace the body consciousness. So, practice is required in that area. Yes. So, we all are spiritual roses today, right?
Vinod,
So, yeah, go ahead.
Bijit Pai, I remember the spiritual rose Murli. See, that's what we read so many Avyak Murlis. I was just trying to recollect what was it. And I remember in that discussion you had said, rose is the king of all flowers. Like they say, lion is the king of the jungle. So after you said that, I just went down to check why rose alone is taken to be the king and all, and why Baba doesn't say spiritual jasmine or even spiritual lily. Why only the rose was given? So, but I couldn't get even much over here. But what I thought about it, it is only the rose, you find so many colors. Is it the gardener's thing that so many colors of the rose come? But if only it is the rose, because that time I remember why Baba never took a sunflower. Because even a sunflower, they say, it blooms only when it faces the sun, the Surya. And with that, the sunflower really blooms, and it's such a beautiful sight to see. Why is this rose alone given such a thing? Is it because of the fragrance it gives? Or is it because of the variety it gives? Or is it because it is there with thorns, but it is still beautiful? So what is that which generally attracts a rose? And why Baba anywhere, even in the scriptures and all, they say Ruhe Gulab. So I was just thinking about that. Today, of course, Baba just spoke about one quality, blooming of the spiritual rose. But if we are under his sustenance and care, we blossom and we transform into a spiritual flower. So I remember that day, instead of being a spiritual rose, I said, Baba, today I'm going to be a spiritual sunflower and I'm going to go. But that word fragrance wasn't there, because even jasmine has fragrance, but there's no variety. It's always white in color. And the blooming of a jasmine, as a gardener, I found it was different. And a jasmine wilts away. Um, but a rose is different. I don't know, when today Baba mentioned this, I just want to go back to that Murli where we read about the Murli was totally under spiritual roses. So I remember you also had shared something about spiritual rose that day. So I just wanted to think about that. Om Shanti.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, good churning. Actually, yeah, on the spiritual bend. Yeah. So I remember on that day, please add if anybody remembers on those points, okay, about the spiritual rose. So I think about the rose, one thing is like you pointed out the fragrance. So a rose is unique when it comes to the fragrance, and there are so many other flowers, but that does not have fragrance, and some does have, and the color not, right? And rose is also used for many other things to make perfumes, oils, and other rituals, right? And when it comes to love, right? People symbolize rose, and when it comes to the any purity, also sometimes a rose is put in front, and
Love,
we,
love, love.
yeah, love, correct, love, symbol of love, and we can also say symbol of purity, right? And then, like you said, the color. Roses with different colors, right? Not only in red, white, yellow, and nowadays you see all different colors. And we know that the soul is with different qualities. You take a red, then right, that is the virtue of love, right? And purity is white, and we can see white flower, white rose, and yellow is friendship, and you see yellow roses, and like that, seven colors, seven qualities that which soul, right, has. So same color you can find different roses also. So, so in that concept, if you take this flower, rose flower deserve to be the king of all flowers, right? And you take any rituals or any programs, even the bouquet that we exchange with the people, right? Or everybody uses a rose because that is considered to be um, a very formal way of giving, right? Or we don't give any other um, flower, right? A rose is also bring that sort of a royalty. So even rituals you take, people, use a rose flower to worship, or any a wedding or any programs taking place, any celebration, rose is coming at the first, right? The first place. I mean, the if you take flowers,
Richard,
and
bye.
yes,
Just let me, you spoke, we give only roses. Let me, I don't know whether you'll agree with me, but if you're from the South, they don't just give rose. When a woman visits another house, she takes jasmine flowers with her, and it's a jasmine flower which is more worn on the hair. I'm talking about south, which is more. Of course, even in UP, it's called as gajra, lagare, gajra they do, but jasmine also has its own. So even there, jasmine they give they even jasmine flowers are the one which is the deity is decorated with. So you were saying, we give only rose, but I was just going around thing and seeing it. See, it all started, I think, in the Copper Age and all, when all this, the rose was given the highest pedestal. But jasmine is the one which you see, which is generally uh, the fragrance, if you say, of jasmine and all. They say you should never smell before giving offering the flower to the Lord. But jasmine was also there while giving. But very recently, I think some 2 or 3 years back, this is very personal. I've seen Nirvair, what he used to do, many people, but I couldn't see a BK doing it. He picked up a rose and one petal, he was eating it. So I said, what is this? Why it can be eaten? So see, rose can be eaten, but not jasmine. So that time, even when you were talking about it, that's what gave me. Rose is such a thing, they'll pick it and it can be eaten like that but no other flower can be eaten. So I said, oh, this is one quality of a rose. So just these 2 points I wanted to say about jasmines are also offered in the south, and that's considered
yeah,
auspicious. And
yeah,
rose people eat. If like it's I don't know what is the taste, but I've seen really people eating.
Yeah, and another spiritual side of this rose, if you think of it, right, the drama, if you compare it, right, we coming in body consciousness and then going back to soul consciousness, right? So the seed and the tree, if you think of, then rose can be compared with that. So when the rose is full at full bloom, right, then it is at the full stage, and then the when it wilt, right? And when the petals, everything goes down, then it will stay in that seed form, right? So without any petals. So similarly, we are coming into this world and then playing our part, right? Coming to expansion and then going back to the seed stage. So that also reminds. And sometimes Baba says this rose when it is full bloom, right? And then you just roll it with some force, and all the petals will go. That means you can you be in the body, but you have no attachment to the body. So in spiritual aspect, rose is compared in so many ways. Jasmine not, right? Jasmine is a small in size, but of course, like you said, many places jasmine is used, but not as a single flower, but of course as a rosary, right? It is used mainly. Every flower has its own specialities, but comparatively, rose is always number one because of its many other specialities, right? I mean, this is all something that I could think of. If anybody else have any other differentiator on this point, please share. Yeah.
Om Shanti, brother. One more thing, rose is with the thorns, so many thorns, and it's so many colors. It's so attractive, not that like jasmine. So jasmine has its own fragrance and unique white speciality, everything. But this thorns and it's straight. The shrub is also have its strength. It's not like a climber like jasmine. So it's also a specialty, I think so. That the climber means we are depending on others and we are not stable like that. But it is a shrub, and in spite of so many thorns, it's attractive. Its colors and but even if we take lotus, it's not that much fragrance. Even though it is attractive, it's not having its fragrance. So rose, it's having its fragrance, its colors, it's attractive, and it's straight. It the shrub is also stood straight, and with so many thorns and so many obstacles, it's going. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, sister, for bringing out that beautiful point. Yes. Yeah, your rose is very special shrubs, and like you said, yeah, a climber is always dependent, but here, yeah, a rose is it's not. And with many other specialities, right? A rose will stand, or rose deserve to be the king flower. Yes, yes, Guruji.
No, only one point. Very recently, I think it was 10 days back, it was in Chennai. A gardener has shown rose can also be a climber flower, and he has shown. I don't know whether if I can lay my hand on that video, I can send you. He is shown how rose now it's like a creeper plant. The rose can also grow. See, it's the wonder of the gardener. It's the so when she was just mentioning that it was just a shrub, when I saw that I was wonderstruck. So it's the gardener's creativity. So rose also he made it as a creeper. It was growing all over and going on the top of the thing. I just thought I wanted to share that. Om Shanti.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Even I have seen that, those creeper. Yes, good point. Like you said, yes, gardeners they make different varieties, right? So we So that's another speciality of rose then, right? So if you look at it, rose with so many specialities. So that could be one reason why Baba is using always rose, rose. So Baba being ocean of knowledge, he knows, right, which flower to be taken as an example, right? So because of its specialities, Baba using it. Yes, Pramila sister, go ahead. You want to
Yeah.
share something?
No, you was talking about roses. There are many different kinds of roses. And climbing roses have been well known for a long time. And people have been hybridizing these roses for a long time. That means making new varieties. And that's why we have so many different colors in roses. And it's only initially that the rose had that very beautiful fragrance, especially the red ones and also the pink ones. But as they went on hybridizing, some of them they had beautiful colors, but many of them lost their fragrance. But it doesn't prevent it from. It's such a beautiful variety which is available. You have climbing roses, you have shrubs. There are so many kinds. So they are really a very rich variety of available in roses. That we should know that. And they've been trying for a very long time to hybridize and produce blue roses. So, just to say that there are so many varieties, but not all roses have fragrance. But initially, of course, the original roses, they all had fragrance. But because we're
Yeah.
trying to produce new varieties, they have some of them have lost their fragrance. I thought I'd
Okay.
just say that. Okay.
Okay. So hybridizing rose will so the fragrance will come down, is it? I never thought about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No.
Okay.
My brother used to hybridize roses, so that's why I
Okay.
wanted to talk about it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So I think the interest of time, let's move on to meditation. So that's a beautiful sharing. So we all are spiritual roses today. As we all mentioned, different roses. There are so many variety of roses. So similarly, each one of us carry different specialities. So we all spread different fragrances, right? So we all Baba's spiritual roses in a spiritual garden. So keep that awareness throughout the day as you get on with your day-to-day work. So, with that awareness, you will be able to spread a spiritual fragrance with people who all come in contacts with you today, right? So let them all experience that the beautiful fragrance, the spiritual fragrance from you, right? And so let's sit in Baba's remembrance and close the session for today. Yeah. Thank you. Let's sit in Baba's remembrance for 1 minute and then close. Om Shanti. Thank you. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow. Yeah, before closing, I just want to give a small announcement about the Sunday session. This Sundays it's a buffer day for us, so we will have master classes taking by senior brothers and sisters. So this Sunday, we will be Saurabh will be taking a session on the Murli that we read, the 18th January Murli. So the title of the Murli is the sign of Karmadit stage, the first Murli of 87, the one we started um, right this week. So that Murli will be taken by Saurabh. a Manthan session, Murli Manthan session. So request everyone to attend and take complete benefit. You can come reading the Murli so that you will, it will, the session will be more beneficial to you. So with that, let's close for the day. Thank you, everyone. Om Shanti.